with I Am Goddess Life, and welcome, welcome, welcome to the Goddess Realm. Before we get started, let's get started. I make myself laugh. Hey y'all, sorry, I was just checking my phone to make sure we are live. Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope your day is off to a really amazing start. Happy Monday! You know what? Like, there was a time in my life where I freaking dreaded Mondays, but now Monday's like a Saturday for me. Like, it all is. So, I say all that to say, if you don't like your life, change it. Right? I am. You are God. You are Goddess. You have the ability to create and change and make whatever you want. So do it. Do it. Do it. What's stopping you? Let's go. All right, guys, you know the deal. Before we dive in, the first thing we always do is social it up. So grab a glass of water. You're going to chug a lug and then boop. Make sure you hit like when you're done. Let's go. Oh, yes. I am going to do my absolute darndest to get as close to 2 gallons in today, well, this whole week as possible. Right? It's going to take some effort. So if my readings end up being short, you know why. It's because I have to run to the bathroom. Thank you, God. Thank you to our goddesses, our angels, our guides, our fairies for all the amazing guidance and direction you continually give us. We ask that you lead this reading, make it clear and concise so that everyone knows how to apply it to their lives, and that anyone who hears this message be blessed by it abundantly. And all these many wonderful things we ask in unconditional love. Amen. All right, let's dive in. Let's dive in. Good morning, Carly. I'm so glad you're here today. Let's see, guys, I'm looking around because I'm not exactly sure where our message is coming from, and my calf really itches all of a sudden. I'm not sure what that's about. I think we are going to talk to our our goddesses, but we are also going to talk to our Earth Magic deck. Now, I have this card sitting open. See, quiet time for 2 days in a row in my personal reading. Like, my goddesses are like, you're getting one card. And that's the one card I get. So needless to say, I need to have some quiet time. The quiet time I thought I was having, I think my mind was it's been a little too active. So now it's more time to go into receptive mode. Hello. There's our first card. So really the question is, what do we need today? That was, lately I have to kind of wait and hear, and that's been very strong. What do we need today? We're going to get 3 cards, and I think we might get 2 or 3 from our Earth Magic deck. I'm not too sure yet. Thank you, goddesses. What else do we need today? Okay. Got it. And guys, our spirit animal. Let's see who our spirit animal is today. Thank you, spirit animals. Who is got it? That's interesting. All right, and we are going to grab an Earth Magic card right now. And bear with me. I'm going to shuffle before I shuffle. Something's just telling me to shuffle before I shuffle. So I'm learning in my life just to listen to something. When something tells you, something told me I should have taken a left, just listen to something. Oh, thank you, Earth Magic. Thank you, Gaia. What do you have for us today? I think we're getting 1 or 2 cards. What do you have for us today? I see it. One more. One more. Got it. Okay. Beautiful. That's been coming at me from a couple of directions. All right, guys. Are you ready? Okay, I don't know what that was. Let's dive in. Sometimes you just gotta have a little dance break. You know what I mean? Hey, good morning, Nicole. So glad you are here today. And look at our first card right off the bat, yo. Let's focus a little bit. Let's see if it'll let us focus in just a little clearer. Bright future. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. Seriously. Start worrying. Everything's going to be fine. Get in your heart. Get in your heart. Get in your heart. Get heart-centered. Get heartfelt. Get heart-focused. Look at it through your heart, not through your eyes. Everything is going to be just fine. And it's not something that we just know, but we feel, we know, we buzz on, we appreciate, we're giving thanks and appreciation, gratitude. Good morning, Drea. Knowing that everything is going to be just fine. Because again, if we're vibrating on worry, then we are attracting worry to ourselves. If we're vibrating on peace and prosperity, knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt that that is what it all is and that it's coming to us, and we are open to the abundance of the universe, then guess what do we attract to ourselves? Peace and prosperity and all the abundance of the universe. Bright future. Stop worrying. And the key thing with stop worrying, guys, is that worrying, it just really throws off your vibe. So sometimes we send out things and we're like, yay, hey, awesome, I'm so happy. Shit, I really hope this doesn't break. Oh crap, I really hope that this is okay. So again, stop worrying. Everything is going to be just fine. Don't throw off your own vibe. Sekhmet says, what does Sekhmet say? And this is wild, y'all. Sekhmet's been coming up in a lot of your personal readings. A lot of personal readings over the last week. Sekhmet says, be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. And this strength, I just really feel like this is some mental strength. Like, be strong. Fight the negative thoughts. Fight the bad mood. Do the things that you know that you're supposed to be doing to raise up your vibration, to put you in a place of gratitude and a place of abundance, a place of peace, a place of appreciation. Be strong. You're stronger than you think you are. You don't have to just accept life the way that it is. Stand up for your beliefs. Stand up for what you know is right. And again, when I say stand up for yourself, it doesn't mean that you have to stand against anyone or anything. It just means be true according to you. And here's the deal. Your strength, you standing up, doing what you know is right, you standing up, taking the lead in whatever the situation or thoughts or what have you may be, it assures a happy outcome. It assures that you're going to be happy. It assures that whatever the situation is going to be towards your happy benefits. Ishtar says boundaries. Let me see if we can again get a little clarity on that. Is that focusing? A little bit better. Ishtar says boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. And guys, this is just so wild because we've been getting this so much lately, whether it be assertive, stand up for your beliefs. Freya, or not so much Freya, but what was who else have we had? And everyone telling us, and our fairies in particular, to assert yourself, stand up for what you know is right. Bridget, that's who it was. I'm sorry. Bridget telling us, stand up for what you know is right. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and your energy. Love yourself enough. This isn't about like, and I'm going to say this with love. Sometimes we agree to things or we feel obligated to things or people out of a place of lack. Well, if I don't do this and I don't sign up for this, then I won't have, or they won't like me, or then this won't work out later on. Here's the deal. At the end of the day, if it is draining you, if it is not aligning with your highest good, if it's not also helping to return and fill you up, if you're not getting anything out of this, then love yourself enough to know that, dang it, I'm important. I have to make sure that I keep my ish together. Because if I can't pour forth from an empty cup, I have to take the time to set these boundaries. I love myself enough to know that I'm freaking tired. I gotta rest. I gotta relax. I gotta recharge. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. That also means you maybe have all the time and energy in the world, But some people come at you and they're always coming with such extreme negativity that they bring your party down. They bring your vibration down. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on not only just your time, not only just your physical energy, but your spiritual, your mental, your emotional energy as well. Right? So it's not about standing against someone. It's about knowing that you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to do what you need to do to make sure that you're rested and relaxed and have everything that you need. Two, that you have the time to recharge, to go into your power place, into your place of meditation, your place of abundance, and fill up with that unconditional love, that unconditional energy that source, spirit, God, universe, your higher self, your guides all have for you. And three, love yourself enough to not let other people throw you off your vibe. You guys know how it is. Sundays we get out of bed and we're like, oh my gosh, it's an amazing day. It's going to be so awesome. And then like we get on Facebook or we check our texts or like somebody calls us and like instantly it just throws us off. We're like, damn it. Urgh. And we get into that grumbling mode, right? So really what I want to make sure that you are doing, or I want you to make sure that you are doing, is to love yourself enough not to let other people, places, things, situations take you out of alignment with your highest self, your highest good, where it is you want to be, where it is you need to be. All right. So our first card from our Earth Magic deck today is Green Man Synergy. Green Man Synergy. And again, guys, I'm going to read this one because I'm not as familiar with this deck, and I just want to make sure that we are dead on. And okay. This is when Sharita has one idea and her guides are like, nah, we're going to do it different. Hey, Anna. Hey, Deb. All right. Hey, Daryl. So I honestly just want to go through the short version, but my guides are telling me that we need to go through the long version. So we're going the long way around. Okay, Green Man Synergy. Green Man is Earth's vegetation personified. Although he has many variations, this card depicts a more subtle and embedded representation. In other portrayals, he resembles the face of a man covered in green foliage as branches and vines spout from every direction. There exists some form of Green Man throughout history and in a myriad of cultures throughout the world. Often a symbol for rebirth of life in springtime, he's also been associated with the Lord of the Wildwood. As a representative of the plant kingdom, Green Man reminds us of the incredible synergy required for Gaia to maintain her delicate and dynamic balance among the various beings on the planet. Synergy is the interaction and cooperation of two or more elements that produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate efforts. We witness this in the complex and cooperative interaction between plants, humans, and animals. For instance, fruit trees propagate by being eaten by a small animal that deposits it back into the earth after the digestion. And as a new plant grows, bees pollinate the flowers, and the cycle begins once again in nature's simple yet remarkable synergy. You have the advantage of an incredible synergy at this time. A flow of life is guiding you where things just seem to fall in place as you move about your business. You are in a mutually cooperative interaction with spirit as your will is aligned with the will of spirit, and your mission is congruent with your sense of purpose. When this is happening, there is a synergy, a way that your life force is continually coming into balance with the forces of nature. There is also a synergy between your spiritual awareness and your personal self or ego. Be aware of the various idiosyncrasies of your ego and do not take any of them too seriously. Know that your higher self is always looking out for your best interests. In this cycle, tune in to that guidance, however it shows up, and you will find that you move through life with greater ease due to synergistic balance of forces expressing themselves as you. Oh my goodness, I freaking love this. You have the advantage of an incredible synergy at this time. A flow of life is guiding you where things just seem to fall into place as you move about your business. So what I want to really say to this, guys, hi Carl. what I want to say to this in particular is that I don't know about you guys, but this card is just dead on for me right now. When you get, and you'll probably notice, even if you go back and look, even from the beginning of September to now, or the beginning of October, we don't even have to go that far. You've noticed I've been talking so much more about vibration, because the biggest thing that I'm coming into understanding is really, once you align with the abundance of your life, you align with that which you want to create, you align with your higher self, you begin to find that things just happen, like just randomly. You take a left and you're like, oh man, I meant to go right, but then all of a sudden you're left and you're like, wow, I'm glad I listened to my intuition, because everything I wanted is over here. I mean, things just start to fall into place, like you couldn't have planned it if you wanted to. And I love this. It says, a flow of life is guiding you where things just seem to fall into place as you move about your business. So what I would caution you is, if you're at a place right now where you're just not feeling the synergy with your spiritual awareness, you're not feeling the synergy with nature, you're not feeling the synergy anywhere in your life, then really what I want you to do is to step back and evaluate, what have I been focusing on? Because again, guys, energy flows where attention goes. So if we've been focusing on our problems, then we are now putting out a vibration of problems. That's where our energy is flowing, and that's what we're attracting back to us. If you're moving into a place where you're finding things are just lining up, that they're just synergistic, that you couldn't plan it any better if you even tried, then you know, okay, I'm aligning with that which I want to create. That's when you know, like it says in particular, you are a mutually cooperative interaction with spirit, as your will is aligned with the will of spirit. And your mission is congruent with your sense of purpose. Meaning, as you step into your life purpose, as you let your light shine, as you focus on those things that you want to create, and you let go of all the lack, you let go of the fear, you let go of the holding the vibration of the things that aren't of what you want, then things begin to just, your life begins to just fall into place. Things fall into line. You've got that, what do they call it in particular? That synergy. You've got an incredible synergy at this time. All right, I don't want to beat that one with the dead horse. You get the point. I know you get the point. I know you get the point. And what I'm hearing in particular is that someone who's either watching this now or will be watching it later is like, all right, I hear you, but how? I hear you, but how? And really what I want you to know is you already know how. Some things, guys, and this is hard for me to admit as a highly intellectual Virgo, and I'm not saying I'm the smartest person in the world when I say that. I'm just saying Virgos, we tend to be stimulated intellectually. You know, we all have our own level of smarts, right? We all have different IQs. So I'm not saying that Virgos tend to be smarter. I'm just saying there are some things that really get us going, and it tends to be an intellectual conversation or something that stimulates our brain. And what I have learned as a Virgo is that a lot of this, I cannot mental my way through. So I've had to get to a place of letting go of the how. Does that make sense? How is this supposed to happen? I don't know how it's supposed to happen. I'm just in a place of knowing that it is, and that it does, and that it already has, and that I am. I'm focused on what I want. I'm not focused on what I don't want. Okay? Hoping the same for you as well. All right, dragonfly, emergence. In the stages of the life cycle of a dragonfly, and I mentioned this earlier because dragonflies have been so prominent to me lately. In the stages of the life cycle of a dragonfly, once the egg is laid upon the floating plant or dropped into the water, it gestates, hatches, and may remain for up to 4 years in this larval form called a nymph. This is the precursor to the dragonfly. It says dragonflies skip the cocoon stage, moving from the egg directly to the nymph. At some point, the nymph climbs onto a rock or leaf, and there emerges from its former body and takes on the shape and the character of an adult dragonfly. This radiant being then proceeds to illuminate our eyes and hearts as we witness its dramatic colors and magical dance along with the surface of the water. In this card, we see a nature goddess, like the dragonfly, emerging from the water, her hair braided with vines dotted with flowers. She is surrounded by dragonflies and is one with the vibrant plant life thriving in the pond. The goddess emerges from her gestation in the water transformed with a renewed sense of power and purpose. You are in an intense process of emergence into the next cycle of your life. Holy cow, how many of you have been seeing the butterfly transformation? Not just in your personal readings, but in your group readings. So I just want to point that out. You are in an intense process of emergence into the next cycle of your life. Unlike more gradual shifts in awareness you have experienced, this one is happening quite rapidly and came on somewhat unexpectedly, without any pauses for contemplation or indecision. You may even think that you are unprepared for such dramatic changes in your life, yet you are prepared and can put to use the experiences and wisdom you have accumulated up to now. Life is demanding that you move into the next stage of maturity. This requires you to adjust your thinking about yourself, others, and your community. I just want to repeat that. Life is demanding that you move into the next stage of maturity. This requires you to adjust your thinking about yourself, others, and your community. It calls for you to shed yet another layer of your ego-filled defenses and let go of any illusions of being less than who you are. This period of emergence is one of broadened consciousness and heightened perceptual capacities. And since it is inevitable, it is best to surrender to the flow and allow yourself to gracefully move into the next cycle of your life. Holy freaking cow. Yes, Carly, keyword intense. Holy cow. You are in an intense process of emergence into your next life cycle. And I think a lot of you, including me, are really feeling it. And this is what I love about this. You know, how many times did our fairies tell us that in the fall, we would reap great harvests of abundance? That we were told that in the autumn season, things would start to come together. Things would be moving to the next level, to the next stage, that we'd get those great harvests of abundance. And this is really what it is, y'all. And I love this because it says in particular, this requires you to adjust your thinking about yourself, others, and your community. Meaning the way that you thought, the things that got you through in the past will no longer sustain you in the future to support this new level. You're at a new place. You're at a new understanding. You're at a new level of time. And I mean that literally. A new place in time, a new revolution of time, a new evolution of time. You're in a new place where those old thoughts will no longer support you. You have to adjust, to move forward. And what I love about this is Lakshmi told us straight up, we have a bright future. There's no need to worry. Now we're seeing why. We're seeing how. Being strong, allowing ourselves to emerge. Keyword allow. Allowing ourselves to emerge. This period of emergence is one of broadened consciousness and heightened perceptual capacities. And since it is inevitable, it's best to surrender to the flow and allow yourself to gracefully move into the next cycle of your life. And the thing that I love about this is allowing yourself to move. That truly requires strength. That truly requires courage. And just like we said yesterday, courage does not mean the absence of fear. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. So Sekhmet, be strong. Your strength assures a happy outcome. And what's so cool about this is you're going to start setting boundaries. You're in a place now where you're setting boundaries, recognizing, okay, got you. That which used to sustain me is no longer sustaining me. I've got to actually, nope, that doesn't align with my highest good. I love myself enough to say no to others' demands on my time and energy, primarily because I'm going through an intense process of emergence into the next cycle of my life. I cannot allow these things to continue to hold me back. I cannot allow myself to stay in a place. Sometimes, y'all, we mistake familiarity for security, right? We mistake familiarity for comfort. But it's time to be strong, to step out, to emerge as the dragonfly. And as we continue to emerge and we're strong and we're knowing we're in that vibration of that bright future, knowing that everything is okay, we begin to get these synchronistic synergy throughout our entire self, we notice it even in nature. Our things within our life begin to just line up. Everything happens like, holy cow, I said I needed X, Y, and Z, and literally the next day somebody came to me and said, here's X, Y, and Z. Man, I said I needed a ride to work tomorrow, and somebody came to me and said, hey, I really want to talk to you. Do you mind if I give you a ride to work tomorrow so we can talk? I mean, things just start to happen. They start to work out. So I really caution you to pay attention to what it is that you're thinking and that you're feeling, and above all, to trust your feelings. And here's the reason why, guys. This is so awesome. When you trust your feelings, number one, it helps you. Your feelings are a real good indication to two things: your intuition and your vibration, right? So sometimes we get that something in the back of our mind that's like, man, you really should go check this out, or why don't you just pursue this, or tell you what, why don't you just look into it and see what's up? Trust your feelings. Or there are some times where we're doing something, we're on top of the world, and we go to do something that we've always done, and something tells us, let it go, turn the channel, shut off the TV. Maybe you want to unfollow that person on Facebook. Trust your feelings. Trust that intuition. Trust that guidance. Know that your divine intuition is guiding you in the right direction at all times. It's aligned with your highest good. So trust yourself and allow yourself to flow. Nicole says, this reading aligns so greatly with what we talked about the other day. Nicole, now that you say it, right? That's all I can just say is right. So really just trust yourself, guys. And here's the other cool thing about trusting your feelings. Sometimes we're kind of guided to look in a direction that isn't exactly what we originally anticipated, right? And we decide to check that out, and all of a sudden it feels amazing. Everything just feels like it's in line. It feels like it's synchronistic. Let me give you a prime example in my life. This time last year, I would have never, ever, ever thought about doing any type of goddess reading, let alone in public. But something just kept urging me, just put it out there. So what do? We started in the goddess group for several months. It's only been in the last few months that I've been going live on this particular page. And so what I have found is that as I do this, it puts me in a specific vibration that helps me to align with what I'm learning I am supposed to do, because my life purpose becomes ever clearer to me. Literally, some days moment to moment, but literally every single day I get more clarity and understanding. And some days, it's moment to moment. And I say all that to say, because as I move into a place of feeling that synergy, things just start to fall in line. But it took me looking, noticing a different direction, not being so focused on the road ahead. And what I started to notice was, holy cow, this feels great. Ultimately, at the end of the day, what I ultimately wanted to do was to help empower people. I knew what it was like to feel so unempowered in my life, to have these questions, whether it be my health, my fitness, my spirituality, my mindset, all of that. And I know what it's like to sit around and look at people around you and go, oh my God, why do they always seem to have their ish together? Why do I feel like I can't get it together? Why do I feel like nothing is ever working out for me? Like 2 steps forward, sometimes it feels like 12 steps backwards, So I know what that's like. And as I allowed myself to go out and to look in a slightly different direction, at the end of the day, this path, not at all what I would have picked for myself, but let me tell you this, I freaking love it. It gives me guidance and clarity. It helps me to help other people get the guidance and clarity and the empowerment that they want in their life. And at the end of the day, I'm doing exactly what I want to do. And I'm doing it in the way that I want to do it. I was literally thinking about this morning, you guys. I was like, you know what? This morning, I woke up to no alarm clock. It is Monday morning. I had no alarm clock. I had nowhere that I had to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to move on my own schedule. I got to get up, have breakfast with my hubs. He just went to the gym. I get to go. I'm going later. I'm creating my own schedule. It wasn't like that in the past. And the past Monday morning was like, oh, the weekend was too slow. Or was too short. Not too slow. The weekend's never too slow. The weekend's too short. You know, I used to live in this life of living for the weekend. Because I was on this path where I thought the only way I could be successful was to work a 9 to 5 and to drive this type of car and to have this type of position. And it literally was killing me. I was in a place, guys, where I would cry. I would literally cry 45 minutes, sometimes into an hour, because it's Houston traffic, the whole way to work. I would literally cry. And I was like, I hate this. I want it to go. And what happened was I kept getting to a place where I was more and more uncomfortable. But there was this other side of me that wanted to go and pursue massage. And so as I got bold. I finally had to step out of my fear, because let's keep it real. Having a weekly paycheck or a bi-weekly paycheck is a beautiful thing, especially when you're salary. You know that you know exactly what you're going to get. Even though I didn't work last week, I'm salary. I know what I'm going to get, right? But I had to walk out into trust my feelings, knowing that what I was doing was not for my highest good. It was suffocating me. And I had to start making moves. Get strong. Start making moves to move me towards what it was that felt so right. And at the time, it was really massage. It was doing massage. And to Carly, yes, Carly says, I need to trust myself and not go left when I know I should go right. And that's just it. That's just it. Because I spent so many years at that job, and I spent it because I wasn't trusting my feelings. I was trusting my bank account, or what Wells Fargo said, right? I wasn't trusting my feelings. And I finally got strong enough to move, to start making moves. Now, that's not to say, guys, I just up and quit my job one day. Absolutely not. I prepared for it. You know, we did what we had to do. My husband and I did what we had to do to save money, to cut back. There was a time where we shared one car for quite some time. You know, and when you're living and working, both of us working inside Houston, that's not the easiest thing to do when you live in the suburbs, to have one car. But we were fortunate, we were blessed enough for it to work out. And then, guys, I got into massage. But guess what? I got fearful again. Now things were feeling good, but they weren't feeling great. They were feeling so much better than they were in the past. But now I was fearful to the point where I was starting to depend on other people's contracts. Like, I started contracting all over town because I was like, how can I don't know if I can do this on my own. I don't know. And eventually I got to the point where I moved beyond that. And but again, I had to trust my feelings. I started realizing, holy cow, Sharita, this feels amazing when you're working for yourself. And then from there, I got into the fitness aspect. And a lot of you know my fitness journey from there, which blah, 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 leads us up until now. Eventually got more so into coaching, because coaching felt even better than doing massage. Yes, I was able to help bring people relief and comfort and what have you, and relieve stress in their life. But on the flip side of the coin, man, there's nothing like really helping to truly empower somebody through coaching and be able to share your knowledge and information. Because there's so much knowledge out there, but yet for some reason we lack so much of it. Like basic stuff, like what exactly are good carbs versus bad carbs? You know, what are carbs? Like little basic things that we should learn in high school health, but for some reason most of us just don't fully understand or know. And then from there, I started recognizing, holy cow, it's not just about the fitness. It's not just about the nutrition. There's a mental and a spiritual aspect to this. But again, guys, as I started to shift, I had to once again, move from a place of fear. And trust me, it was not comfortable at first starting to do these goddess readings in public. It's one thing when you have your certain beliefs, your spiritual beliefs, your political beliefs, you talk about them at home, you kind of talk about them with yourself, with God. But when you go out and you put them out in public, but guess what? I started realizing there are more people who are actually tuned into this than I thought. And it really started to feel amazing. And that's when I started realizing, holy cow, I'm actually moving further and further into my life purpose. But in doing so, I had to trust my feelings. I had to trust my intuition. I had to recognize my feelings, number one. Because a lot of us, we experience stuff, but we just shove it down. We ignore it. We accept it as a part of life. I had to recognize them and then start to really understand them and interpret them. And every time I make the shift, y'all, life just gets even more synergistic. What I will tell you is I know for me in particular, when I'm chasing ego, or I'm acting out of a place of fear, lack, or doubt, this synergy instantly starts to just release. It starts to fade. And things get hard. They get difficult. Nothing's working out quite like I want it to. But then I have to remind myself to realign. To remind myself, I met this amazing woman, Heather Nicely, that she's been so inspirational to me over the last few months. And one of the things that she says, that you see her say a lot, is, my journey is perfect. My journey is perfect. And once I started recognizing, you know what, Sharita, your journey is perfect. Maybe the path isn't exactly what you would have seen, but it's okay, because the path is so completely full of synergy that I don't want my path. I want the path that Spirit has for me. I hope all that makes sense, guys. I hope I'm not just rambling and like, what is she talking about? Like, give me a couple of thumbs up if all this makes sense. So really, again, I say all this to say, and let's just take a quick look again here. I say all this to say that it's important that we pay attention to self, that we pay attention to what it is our intuition is guiding us, that we pay attention to where our thoughts and our feelings are lying. Because again, energy flows where attention goes. Or excuse me, energy flows where attention goes. So let's pay attention to what we're feeding. What is it that we're feeding? You are at a point of emergence. And sometimes, guys, this is the cool part. Sometimes things get a little sticky around this great time of emergence, because Spirit, God, our higher self, is trying to take us somewhere new. But we're like, no, we're good right here. And so we kind of get a little sticky. So celebrate the stickiness. Because now that you recognize it, you can begin to move forward. You can begin to move into that new place. Yeah! Okay. I'm going to stop right there. Because if I don't stop right there, we'll be here all day. And the truth of the matter is that I have appointments and a couple of goddess readings to do. And I want to get to the gym. And I know you have stuff to do too. So, big takeaway from today, set boundaries. Love yourself enough to set boundaries. Don't let other people demand your time and energy. Know that everything is going to be just fine. You're emerging into a new place, that the synergy is out there for you. And as some of you, I think, are really seeing and feeling just coincidence in your life, celebrate it, baby. It ain't coincidence. It's you coming into alignment with your higher purpose, coming into alignment with your higher self. You got this. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Raise your vibration. Keep it there at all costs. With love, of course. All right, guys, let's social it up one more time. Okay. I wish you an amazing day. If you have any questions, if you were looking for a little guidance and direction, please, by all means, make sure you check the description and schedule a discovery session with me. And then also, if you would like your own private reading, please check the link again, or the description for the link to request your goddess reading, and we will make it happen. All right, I love you lots. You guys have an amazing Monday. Take advantage, celebrate. You're moving into a great place of synergistic energy where things are just going to begin, and for some of you, continue to just fall in love almost effortlessly. So I love you lots. Have an awesome, awesome day. And I will see you right back here tomorrow inside the Goddess Realm.